Are you feeling burnt out yet on osrs? I am not, which is crazy. Maybe a little burnt out on crafting, specifically crafting. Everything else, not really. But what really keeps me going is like, dude, it ends. Like, at a certain point, the grinds end on the Iron Man, and the only thing you have to maintain is like a little bit of prayer potions and stuff. Here's my current bank on potions right now, and my pots are looking pretty good, low-key. I thought you were gonna get burnt out and take a break after the Infernal Cape. The Blood Rune situation, like the Rune situation, almost burnt me out. I'm at 2.2 mil right now after yesterday's Slayer. This is actually negative because when I get to 3 million gold, I need to purchase another Onyx Crystal for my Tormented necklace. So I really in the negatives right now gold-wise because I need to spend 3 mil. But once I buy the Torture necklace, there isn't much more gold sinks besides maybe a few upgrades in my house, which I think I've pre-bought most of the stuff for my house. But I know there's going to be a lot more runes and stuff I need to buy for the house. So I probably need like another 10 million for my house until I'm completely done with gold sinks for a while, until I start getting into sailing. Colosseum's a crazy gold sink, but I have 25 million in death coffers. And most people are saying that's actually enough to cover it. From what I gathered from the audience, 25 million in death coffers on a Iron Man is pretty good. Infernal Cape is how you know somebody is good. I've seen people, guys. The problem is with mains is they can buy all their gear or get it given to them, but they can't get given an Infernal Cape. That's the reason so many people want to buy it, is because a lot of people buy everything else, but you can't buy an Infernal Cape. So that's where people pay other people to play their account because they don't want to look like a noob anymore. I'm starting to understand why people buy it, because I don't want to look like a noob either. But the only thing that I have freaking Infernal Cape, but I have Fighter Torso, and now I'm all insecure about my Fighter Torso. So I bet you everyone else that has all the other gear except for the cape, they're like insecure about the cape. Maybe they don't want to put the time or effort, or maybe they just can't get it, or maybe they've tried it or whatever. So they're all insecure about the cape because they have like full Radiant or full Oath Plate, but they have a cheese cape and they're all insecure about it. So maybe they want to buy the Infernal Cape, you know? Torva Fire Cape is an ethical credit card warrior. Wait a second.
Completed.
What did I just level? Strength? 1950, defense level 84. Poggers. People buy capes because HLC is annoying ASA towards cheese capers. Sorry, I can't read, guys. I don't know. High level community. One in the chat if HLC is toxic towards cheese capers. F the HLC. Okay. So some of those guys are being toxic towards you guys if you don't have a fire cape, or if you have a fire cape. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm gonna tell you guys something. You might not believe me, but every RuneScape player on the entire platform, every single platform, was nicer to me once I got the Infernal Cape. And there were already nice people, but like the general consensus is I was getting bullied way less once I got the Infernal Cape. And maybe there's a certain level of like psychological acceptance, or one of us, or maybe all the people that were being mean are fire capers. And once I got the Infernal Cape, they were scared to make fun of me because I would call them out for having a fire cape. Now they don't have that ammo. Maybe they started acting right because they didn't want me to call them out. That could also be it. So I'm not sure. I would never do that. Maybe they're just like thinking about that and, oh, I gotta be nice to this guy. That's kind of funny though. So chat, what can we do about these toxic HLC? I'm just learning this term, HLC, high level community. Your Infernal Cape is cute and all, but you're still bald. 1v1 them in WoW. Shiny. Shiny, you gonna do some TBC hardcore? It's coming, man. It's coming. I think it's gonna be big. I think it's gonna be way bigger. People are calling me crazy for TBC hardcore, and everybody's like, ain't nobody gonna play that. It's too hard. I think it's gonna be bigger than classic WoW. I'm on the TBC hardcore train. Let's go. Major copium. Guys, when Bitcoin came out at the beginning, What did people say? Copium. And anybody that didn't buy it, look at you now. Sometimes at the beginning of something big, everyone will say that you're crazy. But it's the people that get in early that get the most reward. Sard didn't buy it. I did not. And look at me now. Matter of fact, my buddy Dave, my roommate Dave, told me about Bitcoin when it was around 4,000. And I was like, dude, that's insane. Like, I didn't understand stock market, anything like that. And he told me about it. And he said he was going to buy some. And I thought he was an idiot. The problem when you're like in your 20s is, and you're like just out of college, you usually don't have a lot of money to invest. I still had loans and everything. And I was trying to start a company. So all of my extra money was not going into investments. So, like, even if I wanted to buy Bitcoin, I mean, I wouldn't have been able to put much money in there. That's the problem. Very hard to invest in your 20s. What company did you want to start? I wanted to start my own production company where I produce videos, and I really wanted to make movies, but that door never opened for me. The movie industry is a bit more political. Less about what you can do, more about who you know. So I said, fuck the movie industry. I'll make my own movie. And I did that. And that's probably my greatest life accomplishment is the movie that I made when I was about 28 years old. Funded it myself. We have a full 90-minute feature film on Amazon called Swipe Club. I don't talk about it too much, but I also don't really advertise it too much because I don't make any money off of it. It's more so just there to be like, I did it. I did it. It's more making my own movie in a way was more of a middle finger to the film industry saying, I don't need you to do this. It was something I needed to prove to myself that I could do. And I have that. I've done something that, you know, most people in their life will never do. Making a feature film and getting it onto, you know, a distribution site is incredibly challenging to do. I will say that. And what's crazy is for the amount of money we had, which was none, by the way, people say it's a pretty good film. And I'm really proud of that. The film had a budget of $20,000 plus whatever it cost to have all of the equipment. I bought most of the equipment myself, and then I sold most of it after making the film. So, you know, attrition, costs, so like for buying things off eBay and stuff like that. So 20 plus whatever you guys think, you know, maybe it would cost to buy 50 grand worth of equipment and then resell it. Very, very bare budget setup. We also made most of this stuff for the film. So the dolly tracks, we bought a bootleg dolly for like $2K. And then we had like dolly track that we made from PVC pipe from Home Depot and wood. It was really ghetto, but it worked really awesome and it got us some sick shots. How did you have all that capital in your early 20s? Wedding videos. Weddings paid very well, and I did a lot of them. What made you start streaming? I tried Fortnite about 8 years ago, like in season 1 of Fortnite, when anybody could go pro in Fortnite. I tried to start a league, but Fortnite didn't give us custom servers, and I just didn't really enjoy Fortnite anymore. So I quit streaming. I tried for about like 3 months, and I got to the point where I could have applied for partner, but I just didn't really like it when video games became my job. So I went back to running my production company for about 5 years after that, and then realized, shit, no matter what job you do, you're not going to like shit about it. Even playing video games, you're not going to want to play video games some days. You're not going to want to have to write a 10-page script and make and produce a full-fledged YouTube video out of it so you can drive traffic from YouTube to your stream. You're not going to want to maybe network and do things and create events. And, you know, there's so many things you have to do with streaming that maybe you don't want to do that are not actually just playing the game. Or maybe you get burnt out on playing a game, but nobody wants to watch you play any other game. So there's a lot of things that goes on with streaming that people don't really, talk about too much. But anyway, the moral of it is like, some people can try streaming and they'll lose their love for gaming. Because they love gaming, but they don't like gaming when it becomes a job. Because you can't just sit there in silence and play video games and have people watch you do it unless you are literally the best video game player on the planet. That just doesn't work. And even then, you still won't have many people watching you, literally, unless you're Faker. Faker could probably play video games in silence. and pull 100K, but he's the greatest to ever do it. So you can't really compare yourself to Faker. And really, streaming is not really necessarily about playing video games anymore. It's about being an entertainer. It's about entertaining an audience. And that's a tough thing to do, is realizing that maybe it's not really about the video games anymore. I think at first you could play a video game and people would watch you, but that's slowly starting to go away. People that are grandfathered into that style of streaming is like, you know, the guys like Summit and Shroud, they've been around for a long time. They have audiences of millions of followers already. And so they don't have to worry about the entertainment side as much. Most people will just watch them do anything. I love watching Summit stream. I love it for exactly what it is. And I don't think that anybody else, any new streamers, can come into the business and make it doing what Summit does now, because he's grandfathered into that style of content. Everybody that became a Twitch streamer wanted to be like Summit and Shroud, but there's no more room for those types of streamers, in my personal opinion. So where the room is for new streamers is simply just like being more entertaining than others, or planning events and stuff like that people want to watch, which also just falls back on being more entertaining. I only watch you for your absolute sick clicks. Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people have been saying that. And, you know, I really do think that that's the majority of why people watch this stream, is just for the high-level gameplay. Simply the lack of mistakes that are happening consistently day in and day out. And, you know, just becoming one of the, you know, a lot of people are saying the next Wooks, but I'm like, oh, okay, like, calm down, everybody. Like, it's not that serious. But most people are watching and saying that. And I appreciate you pointing that out amongst the, you know, millions of others who are talking on all the websites. And, you know, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Only thing you and Wooks have in common is the lack of hair. Okay. All right. Yeah, that came from a guy who is previously subbed for 1 month. Okay. But no longer subbed. Well, we'll see you in 10 minutes there, too, Buckarooski. You changed since you got the fire cape? You're right. I do have +4 more prayer now, or +4 more melee strength. Thank you for pointing that out. Who wins in a fight, Joker or Sard? Why are we talking about hypotheticals? Chat, me and Joker are so out of shape, we wouldn't make it to the second round. Nobody would get knocked out because neither of us could throw any punches. We'd both just be out of breath. You guys know how exhausting fighting is? Sard is milking TDs. Guys, I don't want to be here ever. First and foremost, at these Tormented Demons. If you think I'm milking the drop rate on these, you are crazy. The literal actual tick that I get my third synapse, I am porting to Duradel and blocking them forever. The exact same way I did with the demonic gorillas. They will be blocked forever. Don't you need 3 synapses? Wait, don't you need 3? 2 is all you really need. 3 synapses and 2 claws. That's what I'm going for. 687, no drops is pretty wild though. Pretty wild, boys. If I get double Dragon Claws before I get my third synapse, then maybe we just call it at 2 synapses. But if I get 3 synapses before 2 Dragon Claws, then hey, we keep going until we get the Dragon Claws. I'm pretty sure you need 2 Dragon Claws, right? Burning Claws. Magic Longbow U. Oh my god, I've got 5 of these. These things are supposed to be rare. That's ass. That's the same. That's literally the same drop rate as like a claw or a synapse. They're both 250. There's no way. Because the claws are 2 times drop at 500, right? No, it's 2 times 500, I think. I don't have the fletching to make a magic long, so having these bows in the bank, I can make 5 scorching bows now. Sweet. I've done 53 sailing and I ain't going back, and I'm gonna tell you why. Sailing doesn't give me any DPS. Okay? Why would I do sailing? I need DPS. Like, I feel like you do sailing when you're old and retired. You know what I mean? I'm still a young man, relatively, in the RuneScape grind. You know? I'm just hitting my prime right now. I can't spend my years retired out at sea, doing nothing. Okay? I've got dragons and shit to slay. If I go out there, if I retire early, I'm gonna lose my step. I'm gonna lose my DPS. Okay? I'm too young to retire right now. Guzu left us forever. I can feel it. Are you telling me that Guzu went to the Jagex headquarters, got praised by everyone, and the whole time he was gassing up RuneScape, glazing RuneScape every single day on his stream, and now he's never coming back? Why are you yelling? This is my normal voice. Also, I can't hear myself when my headphones are on, so I have to talk loud enough to be able to hear myself. You know, like when you have, when you're at the shooting range and you have those headphones on and you're like yelling to the person next to you? That's kind of how it is. You guys not have shooting ranges in the EU? Dude, I've had a shotgun since college because we used to go and, that used to be like a mixer event for us where we would go meet up with the sorority and teach the girls how to shoot shotguns. That was a normal ass event for us. You guys never had skeet shooting mixers? That was just a normal event for us. 694 right now. I just want to brain off. You can't brain off when you're on Tormented Demons. You gotta swap too much, guys. Have you seen an Inferno task? Guys, I'm not unlocking boss tasks. I'm pretty sure you have to unlock a boss task for that. I will not be unlocking boss tasks until after Tormented Demons. Boss tasks are different from Tazar task. Okay, no, I haven't got one yet. I was unaware that I could get a Jad task. Is it worth doing a Jad task if I get one? Good XP? Okay, I need XP bad. It's a free skip if you don't want to do it. Really? That's very nice. My favorite tasks right now are Gargoyles and Bloodvelds. I do like Necrials because they print money. And any bursting task. Any bursting task is good. Oh, I did a Blue Dragon task off stream. You just said you got a Vorky task. But I didn't kill any Vorkath. I'm not sure if I should have been killing Vorkath. To my knowledge, being on a Slayer task doesn't help you on Vorkath. And the reason that is because the Salve Amulet doesn't stack with the Slayer Helm. Right now, I need 2.5k Seaweed. Once I have 2.5k Seaweed, I have to convert all of it into glass, which would probably give me around 2.5 or like 20k glass-ish. And then I have to blow 20k glass, which would probably take about 2 or 3 days. Okay, you guys are fried, huh? Muspa is really good because it gets you Venator Bow. Yeah, but I don't need, maybe it'll be good for Colo, but I feel like I can do it without it. There's got to be a way to do it without it. That's the thing too, is like, there are things that are good for certain things. Everyone's just sidetracking me. There's too many grinds in RuneScape. It's too hard to choose which one to do. If I think about anything other than what I'm doing, I get overwhelmed. I can think of one thing at a time, maybe two. One on-stream grind, one off-stream grind, and that's it. Isn't that the beauty of the game? Oh, absolutely it is. It's a good and a bad thing. I think it's great for people that love it, and it's bad because this game doesn't appeal to very many people. But that's also the good thing about the game, is that they don't appeal to very many people. In a way, if you were going to show people RuneScape, I would say the majority of people, this is not the game for them, you know? So more than likely, you're not going to be able to convince a lot of your friends to come and play RuneScape because it just requires too much time. Especially Iron Man. Delayed gratification is hard for new generation players. Yeah, I do believe that MMOs are not for like Gen Z, which is why they don't play it. A lot of us are technically Gen Z. That's cap. What year do you have to be born in? What is the Gen Z born year age? What years are Gen Z? 1997 to 2012. Guys, is there a singular person in here born 1997 or newer? All right, I'm banning all the Gen Zers. Give me a second here. I got rid of a few of them there. Nice. All right, we are 707 Tormented Demons in. If there is one place we could be at the game right now that would give our account the most amount of progress per second, it's killing these things right here. This is the highest amount of progress per second for our account. Not only are we getting melee XP and Slayer XP, we are getting a chance. Oh, and prayer XP. But we are getting a chance to get a synapse or a claw. There is nothing else more important. It is critical to the mission. And right now, we are the driest man on the planet. And that streak is about to end. We have earned it. Will you try Doom if you get synapse? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I will love to do Doom if I get a synapse. I think we could pretty much go right away. I don't think I need anything else. Oh, Void. Oh, God. I need Elite Void. We got 500 Inferno capes in here. I mean, if you count, we got about 1,500 viewers total right now. So that's 750 Inferno capes, which means 140,000 players have gotten an Infernal Cape ever, which means, and a lot of those are alts. So say about 25% of those are just alts. So that means we have about 1% of the total population of Infernal Capes ever received in this chat. At least Sard won't leave you. That's what I'm saying. Well, eventually, I mean, most people are going to say I left them when I go play TBC Hardcore. But at least I'm telling you guys, like, way in advance when I'm leaving you. You know what I mean? It's not going to be just overnight like that Guzu guy. I'm not just going to up and leave you overnight. I'm going to give you time to prepare and pack your things. Damn, bro is quitting? Yeah. Eventually. I mean, I'll still be playing on my second monitor, but I think that the definition of quitting in RuneScape is like, if you're logged in, you're definitely still quit. Like, if you're logged in and playing, you're definitely quitting. So, like, let's just get that out of the way. What it means is when you are actively, if you're actively even thinking about playing any other game but RuneScape, then you've quit. It not even if you're not playing it, you've quit RuneScape. That's the definition of quitting RuneScape, is even if you have some sort of thought about another game. So if anyone's ever thought about another game, you've officially quit RuneScape. Yeah. And some people say that, you know, even thinking about, you know, another girl or whatever is cheating. So it really, like, the RuneScape is very, very controlling. Honestly, probably more controlling than Miskiff and Imru's situation. RuneScape is worse than that. Guzu quit his ultra hardcore warrior today. Tell me about what happened on that. He died to one mob. He 1v1'd a giant spider. The one in a random spider or the big one? Oh, in a Wrathy. Wait, not even Behemoth? What's the name of it? Bessalith? Not even Bessie? If it was Bessie, I'd have been like, respect. He just died to a random spider in a Wrathy? Yikes. Just a regular mob. Remember you died to a tree, big dog? Remember, this is my stream, Tom Racer, and I can time you out for 1 minute right now. How about that? Huh? Would have been 10, but you're a sub. Sorry, guys, I'm not a dictator, okay? I'm very fair. I ban everybody equally. Subs, non-subs, followers, even the idiots that don't even follow at all. Okay? We're timing everybody out. Luckily, my mods have been nice today because they're not safe either. Nobody's safe. How can I be a dictator if I treat everybody equally? All right. 722. Such a good Slayer task. Yeah, but it's not a great stream task. You do have to be a bit more locked in on Tormented Demons. I think that I'm on the side of, like, I like the AFK stuff. I like being able to go AFK, either mentally or physically. And you can't do either on Tormented Demons, it seems like. Either AFK or bossing, no in between. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I'm really happy I'm done with Demonic Gorillas, and I'll definitely be even that much happier when I'm done with Tormented Demons. Like, let me play the game, brain off, watch a stream, watch a movie or something. Let me just talk to chat. But like this in between, where you're farming, where you're grinding so that you can go and grind bosses. I would like this to be more AFK, like Bloodveld's, or what are they called? The gargoyles, dude. Bloodveld gargoyles are bis. Your age is starting to show, buddy. Yeah. And look who you're in here watching. That's showing your age too, buddy. How about that? Takes one to know one. OSRS really becomes a grind for like 8 months when the only activities you do are the ones where you have to pay attention the whole time. Damn. That's when the real grind is, huh, JPC? When you actually have to pay attention to what you're doing? Yeah, because the AFK time just doesn't hit the same as like active playtime. When you can kind of just vibe out, do something else, it makes the time go by faster, even though you're kind of operating at a slower speed. Once you finish all your diaries, the only thing that's left is grinding out items from bosses that you can't AFK. That what you just described, JPC, is literally OSRS raid log status. At pretty much all point in time, you're trying to get your account to raid log status in WoW, which means you've done every single thing to obtain every bit of power that you can for the raid. Now all that's left is to do the raid once a week. And pretty much every MMO gets to that status eventually. Once you have all the mega rares, then you have infinite AFK unlocked and a ton of AFK pets and stuff. Well, what are you doing on your account now, JPC? What are you doing past Iron Man Zuckhelm? Are you clogging? Are you max caping? Or are you already max cape? I'm at 20 million sailing XP trying to get a second dragon cannon barrel. Oh. Yeah, for me, the game kind of ends once there's no more power to obtain. Besides a few cosmetics that I just randomly decide are worth going for. It's like a self-made up worth thing. You know, each person has this thing inside of them that where they decide if something is worth doing or not. And that's what makes us all different. But for me, the Zuckhelm, beyond Zuckhelm, I'm not sure if there's anything else in this game that I will decide if that is worth doing or not. I do like that there's a lot of, niche items in this game that give you power upgrades for a very specific scenario. That keeps all of the items relevant for some boss. And you know what I think Jagex does? I think Jagex kind of looks at all the items in the game, and they might look at a specific item or set that's not being used, and then they'll design, they might design like a future boss to be good with this one set that people, or this one set or weapon that people haven't been using. That might be how they keep old items relevant. Which is why a lot of people are saying the Inquisitor gear isn't used very often, and that it might be used in the next raid where, is it crush damage is good? Let's say a new boss comes out and it's just incredibly resistant, like almost immune to slash and stab. So crush is the only thing that works on it. Then maybe the Inquisitor set is going to be like gigabits for that, right? Social media is actually being sued. I think the companies, the creators and stuff of the social media companies are being sued for the damages that it's done to society. I don't know how it's all going down. I don't really read into it that much. But if you think about it, our society is at the all-time high record numbers of anxiety and depression, which was a side effect of social media. If you think about what social media is basically, it was designed to just keep people online. Is designed to keep people there. That's why Instagram and scrolling reels and all this stuff is designed to keep you online, keep you on the app, keep you using the app. That simple design created the most anxiety-driven, depressed society of all time. The simple idea of an algorithm that helps to keep you online. And nobody saw it coming. And so, like, advances in society can have massive side effects. Like, advances in technology can have massive side effects on the human race. And it's hard to see coming, which is why we have to be careful in the future when we get more advances in tech. There has to be an equal lane. If somebody invents the new driving, like, just think, when cars came around, that shit was like new. Then people started dying in car accidents, so they had to create traffic laws. So when technology starts advancing faster than we can keep up with it, we need technology laws that keep it in check and add safety precautions. Otherwise, it can completely wreck society and cause irreversible damages. This shit's very scary. So yeah, we have to have this kind of thing going forward. And it's a big deal right now. It's a big deal. And I really don't know how you do it. But yeah, the social media thing is crazy. I try not to get on Instagram Reels because that shit's addicting. Has anybody here gone on Instagram Reels right before bedtime? And then like 3 hours later, you are still on Instagram Reels and it's 5 o'clock in the morning? It's like, it actually gives you energy. All the dopamine just hitting your brain. I cannot open my phone and go on Instagram before sleep. It is bad. Like, I have to almost turn my phone off before I try to go to sleep. Because I know if I get on Reels, it's game over. It is game over for me. I'll be up all night. Well, I get a synapse by 775. The plan was to have 87 Slayer at the end of the month and hopefully 1 or 2 synapses. But right now I'm on 750 Tormented Demons. And we haven't got a single drop yet. So I don't really know what's going on anymore. We might have to look into the Malta VPN. Something is happening. Something is happening with the drop rates. And apparently Savix is not having any luck either with his drop rates and the corrupted gauntlet. He hasn't got a single seed yet. That is crazy to me. Bro, if I'm betting all my money on yes or no, if I would have one synapse or a claw by 750, I would have definitely put it all on yes. We're fighting an uphill battle right now. You have a 1 in 500 chance to get a claw and a 1 in 500 chance to get a synapse. That's 2 items on the drop table at 1 in 500. By the way, these things don't drop nearly enough seeds. I think what we got to do is maybe boost the seed drops on some of these Slayer mobs, man. I should at least be getting some Raynars to help recoup. I'm not getting anything. You don't financially recoup anything from killing these. It's just straight up. Do contracts? I already did 3 contracts today. And 5 seaweed runs. But contracts are a lie. I get infinitely more seeds from TOAs than I do from contracts. At least the ones that I want. The only ones I want are Raynars and Snapdragons. I'm pretty much have an infinite supply of all the other ones. I plant my Raynars and my snaps right away. Nothing else really matters. Aqua Knights are good Raynars. What else do they give? Because you're not farming something just for Raynars. That's a waste of time. Do they drop anything that gives you power? Power upgrade. How does it make your character stronger? Oh, it makes your boat stronger? That's not I'm not interested in that. There's no high-end level boat content that I'm interested in. Oh! We finally got something! Let's go! Told you guys complaining works. I told you. It's all you gotta do. It's all you gotta do right there. The back-to-back. Let's go. The back-to-back. We could really use a back-to-back right now. Unfortunately, it was a claw, but it's fine. We need the claws. The spooner is crazy. You need both burning claws. Right? You need both of them to do a spec? Alright, we've got to go on a run now. We have absolutely got to go on a run. Come on. Oh my god, that'd have been insane. That would have been insane. Damn, the prediction was for a synapse though. Finally got a drop. We got a burning claw. We got 1 burning claw so far. Yeah, haters are going to say that I'm spooned. These guys don't even know what spooned is. This is a standard day. Standard day of, RuneScape right here. And all we got to show for it was 1 claw. How many KC? It says 48 Slayers, 48k an hour to kill Tormented Demons. That's got to be cap. 825. Prediction, getting paid out. No. 825 Tormented Demons, no synapse.